This is Shiva here, and I'm working as a tester in one of the level 3 companies, and I'm dealing with manual testing, automation testing, and performance testing activities. So, may I know your brief introduction of your career? Like, do you have any experience on testing side, or are you working on testing? Are you working on testing Selenium or something else like that? So that we'll plan accordingly, and so that we will have this demonstration successfully. That you can message here in the chat box. So, are you working anywhere else, or do you have any experience on Selenium development or something like that? Means you have completed the training on Selenium with those, correct? Okay, fine. So let us continue with the Cucumber framework today. Before started with Cucumber framework, first we need to know the concept of framework. Then only we can understand how the Cucumber framework has been started, right? So let us start with types of framework. How many frameworks are there? How we are going to categorize the frameworks and how this Cucumber came into existence, all those things. Framework. So what is meant by framework? Till now we have seen so many things like different types of Selenium with Tosca and some other working as a Selenium or something like that. What is meant by framework first? Any idea or any guess? It's like a template, okay, which defines the execution flow or set of rules. Exactly. Okay, fine. Simply we can say it is a set of rules, and we can add one more point to this particular framework definition. Like it is a format of building a structure where you can put the set of rules to that particular automation development, or to that particular script, or to that particular structure, where you are going to form one closer loop with some set of rules, right? Which is nothing but the concept of definition. Like there are different types of frameworks in the market. So what are those types of frameworks? So there are different types of frameworks in the market. What are those types of framework? First one is architecture based framework. Second one is module based framework. Third one is behavior driven framework. Fourth one is data driven framework. Last one is an idea keyword driven framework. So there are five types of frameworks. What is that? Architecture based framework, module based framework, behavior driven framework, data driven framework, and keyword driven framework. So what is meant by architecture based framework? What is meant by module based framework? What is meant by behavior driven BDD framework, we are going to say, right? So what is this? What are these framework that we can handle with? How can you say this is architecture based framework? So it's all about first architecture based framework. Architecture based framework is nothing but it's all about how the architecture is going to be happening. Suppose, let's say for example, you have an application which is having different functionalities, like uh, let's take our real-time example as a Gmail application. So Gmail is having inbox module, sent items module, trash module, spam module, different modules are there. So out of all the modules, how you are going to structure your program based on the complete architecture of that particular application. So whatever the modules that I said, the common functionality of all the modules is login functionality, right? So any other guess that you have apart from this? Okay, fine. The common module is, which is nothing but the login module. Here we are building up an architecture where you are going to have some different types of modules in the application. Here I am going to create an architecture where the common functionality will be stored in one place and the regular actions will be stored in another place. And I am going to communicate this common module with multiple regular modules, which is nothing but I am creating one type of architecture, which is nothing but architecture based framework. Architecture based framework. And for module framework, for modular framework. So what is meant by module based framework? Module based framework is nothing but you are going to divide the application into different modules. You are going to divide the application into different modules. There are two types of things here. Suppose if you want to write the scripts individually based on the module, means for module 1, one script, module 2, second script, module 3, third script, module 4, fourth script, like that. So you can write the multiple scripts for each and every module. But if you want to combine all the modules, then that will be a very large script in case of modular based framework. Next one, behavior driven framework. What is meant by behavior driven framework? We can say it as behavior driven development also. So what is mean by behavior driven framework? Behavior driven framework is nothing but it's a framework how the depends upon how the application is going to behave. So based on the behavior of the application, we are going to design the framework where you are going to write different automation scripts in simple English grammar language. Means you are not going to take any complexity here. Just you are going to write the scripts in a simple simple English language, which is nothing but the language called Jerkin, which is nothing but the concept called Jerkin. Here is your point where we are going to deal with behavior driven development framework, you can say. So any questions till now? The examples for this BDD is cucumber, JBehave, flow, etc. Any questions till now? It's not about the dependency. It's not about the demand in the market. It's all about that. It's all about dependency also. How the market is depending upon the cucumber. How the person is capable to write the scripts in Jerkin language or something like that. Mostly, this cucumber framework will be concentrated by the experienced employees and business analysts or some different persons, different roles in the organization. But mostly we are going to concentrate on BDD only because of like how we are going to form the structure, how we are going to take care of the behavior of the application and all those things. Whatever the point you said is right. We can add few more things also. It's all about based on the dependency. So complete this question, or do others have any question? Does others have any questions like the Uma and Harshita? Nope, I think she will continue. Okay, fine. Next thing. This thing we know, everyone will know, data driven framework, keyword driven framework. What is defined by data-driven framework. In Selenium, we can say this concept as a parameterization also. Daily, we are going to deal with this concept only the person who is working on data-driven framework or Selenium development. So data-driven framework is nothing but passing the data from the external source file to our automation scripts is nothing but data-driven framework. Indirectly, we can say this data-driven framework is nothing but parameterization, right? This data-driven framework is nothing but parameterization. And coming to keyword-driven framework, the script which is defined or the script which is designed based on keywords means every automation script is having keywords, different keywords means every automation script is following this keyword-driven framework. The combination of data-driven framework and keyword-driven framework is known as hybrid framework, which is nothing but data-driven plus keyword-driven. Data-driven plus keyword-driven. The combination of both data-driven framework and keyword-driven framework is nothing but hybrid framework. Now, whatever the frameworks that you are using in your real-time environment and all those things, that is nothing but hybrid framework, I think so. If you are using TestNG or POM or something like that, it is nothing but it is a hybrid framework that you are using. So these are the types of frameworks that we have in the market: architecture-based framework, modular framework, behavior-driven development framework, data-driven framework, keyword-driven framework, and hybrid framework. So any questions till now? So that we will start with behavior-driven development framework. So behavior, yes, Harshita. Harshita, do you have any questions? When you say behavior of the application, what exactly is it? So how you are able to log into application, how you are going to log into the application? One that is one of the answers that we are asking in this question itself. What are we trying to test is nothing but behavior. It is nothing but something like example. For example, we can say you have a login page. Okay, so if you have a login page, you are trying to log into the application with some username and password, and you are clicking on login button so that you will be able to log into the application. So if you want to log into the application, how the behavior of that particular application is responding to you. Let's say, for example, I want to enter username. Is it responding to you? Yes. And how you are going to enter password? Is it responding to you? And when you click on login button, is it responding to you? Is it responding to you? Or so whatever the points that the application is behaving with you, we are going to write the same points in simple English language, which is nothing but jerkin we are saying. We will continue with behavior driven development framework. So this behavior driven development framework is nothing but, so as I said in the examples, we have different tools in the market, which is nothing but Cucumber, JBehave, and SpecFlow, or different behavior driven development framework tools are there in the market. But our training session will be concentrating on our training session will be mostly concentrating on Cucumber framework only, Cucumber tool only. So we are going to discuss about behavior driven development in detail. So previously, before behavior driven development, we are going to say this behavior driven development as test driven development. So the extension of test driven development is nothing but behavior driven development. So now TDD is completely not there in the market. Only BDD is using in the market. Everyone is using BDD only. Why? Because whatever the things that we have in tester driven development, that all features has been integrated in behavior driven development, and along with new features has been added into behavior driven development. So test driven development is the old one and behavior driven development is the new one. So everyone is using BDD only. It's all about the generic ideas and techniques. So what we are following in the application, as I said in the login page. So what are all the generic things that we are following in this login page? What are all the generic functionalities that we are going to play with the application? All these things will be written in a simple English language by using this behavior driven development. The best example tool for this BDD is Cucumber. The best example is Cucumber. So does anyone know what is Cucumber, how it deals with? Clear idea not required, just what is meant by Cucumber, that's it. Okay, we will continue then. So now Cucumber. So Cucumber is a complete automation test development tool which supports behavior driven development framework only. So behavior driven development framework means we know already how the application is behaving. It supports only the behavior of the application, where we can represent the behavior of the application in by using Cucumber automation development tool. So it defines, like BDD defines the behavior of the application in a simple text, which is nothing but the language called Jenkins. BDD uses simple English language to design the scripts The language is called as Jenkins. Jenkins, we can say. Okay, and one more thing. It allows you to have so many validations in the scripts even. Are you getting my point? Do you have any questions? Did you understand, guys, what I'm saying? We are talking about Cucumber. It's all about automation development tool which supports behavior driven framework. BDD uses simple English language to design the script. The language is nothing but Jenkins. Now, so we are using some simple English language. Then how can we design the automation script with complete set of validations, right? So Cucumber itself is having the feature of creating or allowing the validation, functional validation in the script itself. Cucumber allows you to create validations easily. Next thing, previously in the initial version of the, we are talking about this Jenkins language, right? In the initial version of the Cucumber, it supports to write the programs only in Ruby, Ruby language. Does anyone heard about this Ruby? Ruby Rails, we can say. Ruby Rails, we can say. Does anyone heard about this? Okay. Okay, fine. The initial version of this Cucumber has been created or designed with Ruby language, and later on it has been extended to Java framework also. Later on, Cucumber has been extended with Java also. Cucumber initially with Ruby, later on it is extended with Java. Now it also supports both Ruby and Java. So what I mean to say here is wherever the Java program that you are going to write, you can write the same Cucumber script in the same programming interface, which is nothing but Eclipse. Means you are going to write the Cucumber script in Eclipse programming interface, where this Eclipse programming interface allow you to write the script in simple English language, which is nothing but Jerkins. So this is just a brief introduction of Cucumber. So in this Cucumber, we are going to have so many concepts like how we are going to write the program in Jenkins, how we need to create the environment setup, what are all the features of Cucumber, what are all the annotations. I think so everyone knows about the annotations concept. So the persons who are working in testing environment or Selenium environment, we can say they are well known about the concept of annotations. So annotations, tags, data tables. This data tables concept is for QTP or EFT people. So like that, there are different concepts in this Cucumber framework. We will deal with these concepts are in our regular sessions. So this is just a demo session I have given to you. So do you guys have any questions in this demo session? So nice question, Sai. Basically, so let me explain Sai Chandra's question, and then we'll move to Harshita's question. So Sai Chandra, nice question from you. Do you Are we going to develop the framework, or do we need to use the existing framework developed by the developers? Here, the framework will not be developed by the developers, first point. So developers are also using the framework which has been developed for their environment only. Okay. Second thing, the framework developed by the developing environment will not be support to the testing environment. Second point. And third point, do we need to create the new framework, or can we use the existing framework? Based on the company standards, we are going to follow this, Sajan. Few companies are following the existing framework only, where they are not going to design any other new frameworks. If you want to design, if you want to really work on the new framework or new framework architecture or design, you need to have that much sufficient time in order to create the complete framework. Creation of framework is a simple job, but it will take so much of time to create the complete framework where you can access each and everything. So did I convey your answer, Sajana? Yeah, thank you. And next, Harshita Gudi. Your question is, what is the one thing you don't like about Cucumber? So, as a trainer or as a faculty or as a real-time expert, I can't say I don't like Cucumber. I don't like about the Cucumber. We can say the drawbacks in the Cucumber itself are the main thing that we need to consider. First thing, right? So, how can we say that I don't like Cucumber? First thing I can say, okay, whatever the question that you asked, if I want to give the answer for your question means I can say it is only for simple English language where we can design the script. That simple language is nothing but Jenkins. Repeatedly, I am saying this point means here I am not going to write any specific programmatic part in this programming script, so which I don't like here. So everyone can write the English programming language. Everyone can write the scripting language through English programming language, English language, simple English language, right? So due to that reason, I am saying, so it is one of the good point, one of the main and good point, and one of the drawback for this Cucumber. Okay, now coming to Uday. So what are the advantages of Cucumber framework? So So repeatedly, I'm saying one point, Uday. Here it is a simple English language, which is nothing but jerkins, jerkins, jerkins. So for that point only, we can say it is one of the best point, one of the best advantage. Second thing is it is completely a open source tool. No need to use any one. Okay, and next thing is configuration of Cucumber. As I said, there are dependencies, but once you configure it is very easy to design the automation scripts, and it is very easy to execute the automation scripts. The execution speed is also very fast. Like if you want to download anything, if you want to download any add-ons like reports and all those things, it is very easy for you to download everything. And one thing here is Cucumber supports only web applications. It will not support mobile environment. It will support only web environment. That is one drawback we can say. What are the topics that I am going to cover? So first thing is we are going, once we started with our regular sessions, we are going to start with a introduction again and each and every point. So once the introduction part is completed, we are going to start with installation things, what we need to download and what we need to install, and yeah, what we need to download and what we need to install, how to configure Cucumber, environment setup that we are going to talk about. And third thing is we are going to talk about Jenkins, how the script is going to write, how we are going to write the scripts. And fourth thing is we are going to write annotations, tags, data tables, commands, how to generate the reports, and all those things we are going to cover. So apart from this, we are going to write the scripts. We are going to write the scripts, and we are going to design the scripts, and we are going to execute the scripts. So only for Cucumber, without any if you don't want any programming languages, it will take 15 to 20 sessions to come. Only Cucumber we are going to discuss about. So is everything fine? Okay. Thanks very much.